Welcome to part 4 of my review of Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. In the previous videos, we covered the new subclass availability for the Artificer. We covered the 2 new subclasses for the Barbarian and the 2 new subclasses for the Bard. Continuing with the subclass review, we are going to be covering the Cleric options in this video. So without further delay, let's just jump right into it. Before we get started, I don't really like to verbalize it in these videos, but my alert stopped working. But only a very small percentage of you guys are subscribed to the channel. So if you guys haven't already subscribed, just be sure to subscribe. You can always change your mind later. It's free. Nothing to worry about there. But anyway, let's just jump right into the review. So here's the Cleric, and to begin, let's talk about the optional class features introduced in Tasha's Cauldron and Everything specifically for the Cleric. And first off, we have additional Cleric spells. So added to the Cleric spell list are Aura of Vitality, Spirit Shroud, Aura of Life, Aura of Purity, Summon Celestial, Sunbeam, Sunburst, and Power Word Heal. So these are your new spells added to your Cleric spell list. Let's move on. Next up, we have Harness Divine Power, a 2nd level Cleric feature. You can expend a use of Channel Divinity to fuel your spells. As a bonus action, you touch your holy symbol, utter a prayer, and regain 1 expended spell slot, the level of which can be no higher than half your proficiency bonus rounded up. The number of times you can use this feature is based on what level you've reached in this class. 2nd level once, 6th level twice, and 18th level thrice. You regain all uses when you finish a long rest. So a Cleric being able to recharge their spells on a whim, very nice, very versatile. We know how much I love versatility, and speaking of versatility, we have Cantrip versatility, a 4th level Cleric feature. Whenever you reach a level in this class that grants the ability score improvement feature, you can replace 1 cantrip you learn from this class's spellcasting feature with another cantrip from the Cleric spell list. Pretty simple. And at 8th level, we have Blessed Strikes. First off, it replaces the Divine Strike or Potent spellcasting feature. You are blessed with Divine Might in battle. When a creature takes damage from one of your cantrips or weapon attacks, you can also deal 1d8 radiant damage to that creature. Once you deal this damage, you cannot use this feature again until the start of your next turn. So there's that. Now we move on to the new divine domains. And to start, let's talk about the order domain. Here are your deities you can worship. At 1st level, you gain a new list of spells. So order domain clerics gain command, heroism, hold person, zone of truth, mass healing word, slow, compulsion, locate creature, commune, and dominate person. So there's that. For your bonus proficiencies, you gain proficiency with heavy armor, and you also gain proficiency in intimidation or persuasion, your choice. For your Voice of Authority 1st level domain feature, you can invoke the power of law to embolden an ally to attack. If you cast a spell with a spell slot of 1st level or higher and target an ally, that ally can use the reaction immediately after to make 1 weapon attack against a creature of your choice that you can see, so you can force your allies to attack a creature. It's pretty funny. If the spell targets more than 1 ally, you choose the ally who can make the attack. Pretty fair. At 2nd level, you gain your Channel Divinity, Order's Demand. As an action, you present your holy symbol, and each creature of your choice that can see or hear you within 30 feet must succeed on a wisdom save or be charmed by you until the end of your next turn, or until the charmed creature takes any damage. You can also cause any of the charmed creatures to drop what they're doing and when they fail the saving throw. So a very nice crowd control ability that you gain at level 2. Embodiment of the Law, a level 6th order domain feature. You've become remarkably adept at channeling magical energy to compel others. If you cast a spell of the enchantment school using a spell first level or higher, you can change the spell's casting time to 1 bonus action for this casting, provided the spell's casting time is normally only 1 action. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier, minimum of once, and you regain expended all uses when you finish a rest. So being able to preserve your own action economy at level 6, very nice ability. Next up, we have Divine Strike, the order domain feature. You gain the ability to infuse your weapon strikes with divine energy. Once on each of your turns when you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can cause the attack to deal 1d8 psychic damage to the target. When you reach 14th level, the extra damage increases to 2d8. So just extra damage. Now keep in mind, you can also swap this out with the previous ability listed above that we talked about. Finally, we have Order's Wrath, a 17th level order domain feature. Enemies you designate for destruction wilt under the combined efforts of you and your allies. If you deal your divine strike damage to a creature on your turn, you can curse that creature until the start of your next turn. The next time one of your allies hits the cursed creature with an attack, the target also takes 2d8 psychic damage and the curse ends. You can curse a creature this way once per turn. So you're just adding damage on top of damage on top of damage with no seeming cap other than a cap per turn. This is a very nice damage-oriented cleric. I like this a lot. Let's move on to the second domain for the cleric, the Peace Domain. Here are your deities you can worship, and at first level you gain these. You start with these spells possibly learned in your spellbook: Heroism, Sanctuary, Aid, Warding Bond, Beacon of Hope, Sending, Aura of Purity, Ode to Luke's Resilience Sphere, Greater Restoration, and Rary's Telepathic Bond. At first level you gain a First Leave Peace Domain feature. Probably want to fix that D&D Beyond. You gain proficiency in the Insight, Performance, or Persuasion, your choice. Emboldening Bond at first level domain feature. You can forge an empowering bond among people who are at peace with one another. As an action, you choose a number of willing creatures within 30 feet. This can include yourself, equal to your proficiency bonus. You create a magical bond among them for 10 minutes until you use this feature again. While any bonded creatures within 30 feet of another, the creature can roll a d4 and add a number rolled to the attack roll, an ability check or saving throw. Each creature can add the d4 no more than once per turn. You can use this feature number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all uses when you finish a long rest. So it seems like every creature in the aura will gain the benefits of Bless as well as Guidance. Very nice. Next up, we have Channel Divinity, Balm of Peace. Second level, you can use your Channel Divinity to make your presence of soothing balm. As an action, you can move up to your speed without provoking attacks of opportunity. And when you move within 5 feet of any other creature during this action, you can restore a number of hit points to that creature equal to 2d6 plus your Wisdom modifier. Minimum of 1 hit point. A creature can receive this healing only once whenever you take this action. So as a Channel Divinity, you can essentially slither through your entire team and just give them hit points back. This is a really powerful healing ability to gain at level 2. I think this is going to be probably one of the most powerful abilities we see just based on the level that you gain this. Next up, we have Protective Bond, a 6th level Peace Domain feature. With the bond you forge between people helps them protect each other. When a creature affected by your emboldening bond feature is about to take damage, a second bonded creature within 30 feet of the first can use its reaction to teleport to an unoccupied space within 5 feet of the first creature. The second creature then takes all the damage instead. So shared damage, you can link them together if that is how you want to play this. I think you could avoid having any priority targets in your party. The squishy casters take any damage, so your tank could teleport over, tank the damage instead. Really nice ability overall. Next up, we have Potent Spellcasting. You add your Wisdom modifier to the damage you deal with any cleric cantrip. Okay, very nice. Expansive Bond, 17th level. The benefits of your Emboldening Bond and Protective Bond now work when creatures are within 60 feet of each other rather than 30 feet. Moreover, when creature uses Protective Bond to take someone else's damage, the creature has resistance to that damage, so your tank now can take half damage instead. Pretty good. Very pacifist, but the Peace Domain, probably the point. Finally, we have the Twilight Domain Cleric. And I believe this is also a reprint, but we're still going to run through it anyway. First off, your domain spells. You gain Fairy Fire, Sleep, Moonbeam, See Invisibility, Aura of Vitality, Leoman's Tiny Hut, Aura of Life, Greater Invisibility, Circle of Power, and Mislead. So, you gain proficiency with martial weapons and heavy armor to start. At first level, you gain Eyes of Night. You can see through the deepest gloom. You have dark vision out to a range of 300 feet. In that radius, you can see dim light as if it were bright light and darkness as if it were dim light. As an action, you can magically share the dark vision of this feature with willing creatures you can see within 10 feet of you, up to a number of creatures equal to your Wisdom modifier. Shared dark vision lasts for 1 hour. Once you share it, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest, unless you expend a spell slot of any level to share it again. Also at first level, you gain Vigilant Blessing. The knight has taught you to be vigilant. As an action, you can give one creature you touch, including possibly yourself, advantage on the next initiative roll the creature makes. This benefit ends immediately after the roll or if you use this feature again. So these are really good abilities for level 1. Like, wow. Next up, we have your Channel Divinity as a Twilight Cleric of Twilight Sanctuary. You can use your Channel Divinity to refresh your allies with Soothing Twilight. As an action, you present your holy symbol and a sphere of twilight emanates from you. The sphere is centered around you, it has a 30-foot radius, and is filled with dim light. The sphere moves with you and lasts for 1 minute or until you are incapacitated or die. Whenever a creature, including you, ends its turn in the sphere, you can grant that creature one of these benefits. You grant it temporary hit points equal to 1d6 plus your cleric level, or you end one effect on it, causing it to be charmed or frightened. So, an AoE cleanse of certain abilities or a very small heal. Good versatility. We like versatility here. Next up, we have Steps of Night at 6th level. You can draw on the mystical power of night to rise into the air. As a bonus action, when you are in dim light or darkness, you can magically give yourself a flying speed equal to your walking speed for 1 minute. You can use this bonus action a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus and get them all back on a long rest. So, flight in dark areas. Very nice. Divine Strike. You you do the same thing as the previous ones above. You get Divine Strike again. Twilight Shroud, 17th level. The Twilight that you summon offers protective embrace. You and your allies have half cover while in the sphere created by your Twilight Sanctuary. Half cover, of course, giving you a +2 bonus to your AC plus advantage on dexterity saving throws. But that is what we have for the brand new subclasses in Tasha's Cauldron. Everything for the Cleric. We have the Order Domain and the Peace Domain with a rewrite or a reprint of the Twilight Domain. So with that in mind, that is everything we have today for the Cleric. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave it a like. And again, subscribe if you guys haven't. I have dozens more videos coming out I have dozens more videos coming out regarding everything Tasha's Cauldron of everything. So be sure not to miss a single one of those, guys. But until next time, have fun, stay safe, and as always, happy gaming.